Okay, how did you travel to college before you'd done travel training?
Taxis. I travelled like from here in taxis up to college. After that, I've been trying to get buses.
So talk us through your journey. What time do you have to get up and what buses do you catch?
I have to get up around about 8, leave the house around about 9, wait for my bus to come, then jump on the 4:10 up to West Brom. Then wait for my other bus to come in, and then jump on my other bus from West Brom to Smethwick.
Okay. And do you have to use money, or how did you get your ticket?
I first had to use money for the first couple of times. Then after that, I decided to get myself a bus pass.
How do you know which bus is yours and where to get off?
Because then they show up on a TV what buses what are coming in and what's coming out.
Okay. And how do you know where to get off? Which stop?
Because the bus, where all the buses stop, they've got like letters, so I know which letter to get. Because the 4:10 stops at P, then my other bus drops off at L,
Yep.
so I know what.
So how do you feel when you get to college and you've travelled on your own?
Nerve-wracking.
Was it nerve-wracking?
Yeah.
Is it still nerve-wracking?
No. I'm feeling more confidence in myself to get on a bus and know where I'm going.
So have you thought about making any other journeys?
I'm going to try from West Brom bus station up to Dudley bus station.
Okay. How do you think travel training's helped you?
Learning how to get on different buses, learning how I'd get from A to B.
Has anything ever gone wrong on your travel training?
Yeah. Got on the wrong bus once.
Oh no. And how did you deal with that? How did you cope?
Nerve-wracking, and I didn't know where I was actually going to. But when I learned to get on the wrong bus, it actually taught me the different way to get to Smethwick.
Okay, and what did you think about the person who helped you with the travel training?
She was excellent.
Did they go through the training at the pace that you wanted?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about what training you did?
Road safety, learning how to get on the right buses.
And how did you let your mum know where you were?
Phoned her or texted where I was.
And when did you have to do that?
First when I got up to West Brom, then when I got up to Smethwick, phoned my mum back.
Would you have any tips or advice for other people that were thinking about travel training and learning how to do it?
Just take it from simple steps, the way I've done it.
So what do you enjoy about travelling on your own?
Getting my freedom and travelling places on my own.
Alex was diagnosed with autism and ADHD, and recently with epilepsy. So it was basically the autistic part especially, it was just deemed that it was easier for him to go backwards and forwards to college in a taxi. Well, it meant that Alex had one-to-one help. Again, it meant that he could actually do things without me being around him all the time. When I was first approached for Alex to do the travel training, I was obviously quite worried, quite apprehensive, because again, Alex had never ever done anything like that before. If we went travelling, he was always with me, we were always together, or it was a case of I literally handed him over to a guide in the taxi. So for me, and for Alex as well, it was obviously something that was quite nerve-wracking. When we first met the travel trainer, again, it was quite nerve-wracking because you're letting somebody into your house and you're letting somebody... like somebody into your life, to the extent of having to give the reins from me to somebody else for Alex, to be able to trust them with Alex and Alex being happy with them. So for me, it tends to be quite difficult. When Alex's travel trainer Angelina obviously took Alex out for the first time, I was quite nervous. Very, very apprehensive, just really hoping that he'd do the right things, say the right things. Alex can be quite a handful at the best of times. So for me it was pacing up and down and, you know, sort of constantly looking out the window and just little things like that. And then when he came home, obviously the first thing was, you know, oh, has he been okay? And have you enjoyed it? And, you know, finding that he was fine was a big relief for me in the end. When Alex first came back, having travelled by himself, obviously I'd been quite nervous. I think he'd been okay. I was probably more nervous than he was. But he got to college, and obviously I said to him, you must phone me when you get there, and that's what we did. We had this sort of thing that he phoned me when he got to college, so I knew he'd got there. But he was quite excited about it, and when he came home from college, it was, again, pacing up and down, making sure that he was home, because this was, you know, sort of new for me, and obviously for him. But come through the door and it was, how was it? Was it okay? And he was like, yeah, Mum, I'm fine, don't worry, you know, I'm fine. Like I say, it's probably me panicking more than him, because he just tends to take everything in his stride, whereas me, I tend to sort of get a bit worked up about it. The journey that Alex does at the moment is he goes to college 3 days a week. He'll get the bus in the morning into West Brom, and then he catches the bus from West Brom to Sandwell, and obviously the bus journey back. Since Alex has had his travel training, the difference in him is he's a lot more independent. He's a lot happier going out the door knowing that he can do these things. And of course, obviously, it all helps for Alex for when he's a lot older. You know, I'm not always going to be around for him. And this is just, you know, it's his independence, it's his way of growing up, cutting the apron strings, I suppose you can say. And I know that when he goes out the door, he's as safe as he can be because of, you know, the training that he's had. The impact that it's had on our family is the fact that, you know Alex can go out the front door and I can then get on with my day. Recently Alex was diagnosed with epilepsy, quite a major thing for me, and I was quite worried about Alex doing the bus journeys, but it's good for Alex because he needs to have his independence. My hopes for the future for Alex is that he can actually leave home, live as independently as he can, and for me really, I just want him to be happy and to be able to live as normal, independent life that he can, because that's what I want for him. That would be my biggest wish for him.